Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you the very long awaited second update in my Pan That palette of 2018. This year I'm panning the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I did wait a longer amount of time before I showed you the updates because when I was supposed to film and edit and upload this video, it was around the holidays, and like the end of December I feel like is a busy time for everybody in the world. So and plus around that time I got a lot of new eyeshadows as well, and so I was incorporating them as well as using this palette, and I was using those on their own and being really creative with a lot of color that isn't found in this palette. And so I wanted to wait until the end of January to film and edit and upload this video. And this video is probably going up in the beginning of February, but that's besides the point. But with all of that being said, I'll show you where my palette was at the first update. And this is what my palette is currently looking like. So as you can tell, a lot of change has happened in this palette. First of which, Pink Sugar. No, I didn't completely finish that shade. I got so sick of using it after the one time I actually used it that I completely scraped it out of the pan. And I do have a clip of right after I used it on the day that I used it, so I'll insert that clip right here.
Hey guys, I thought a photo of this look would do it a little bit injustice because I wanted to talk about the Pink Sugar shade that is in the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I decided to go with an all matte look today, but then top Pink Sugar all over my lid just to give it a little bit of glitter, a little bit of shimmer. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but I have tons and tons of glitter fallout with this, and the shade on my eye barely even looks pink, and so I don't know what to do. I think there should be some kind of like glitter glue or something that I could find, maybe from e.l.f. or something, or NYX, that might help with the glitter fallout, because I'm not exactly sure what to do with the glitter situation, but definitely doesn't really look too pink on my eyes. Now definitely I'm kind of in direct sunlight right now in my room, and so you can kind of tell that it's pink, but in all other lighting, if I were to just flip around, you don't even see that it's pink at all.
So after that whole frustration of that one makeup look, I just decided to make the executive decision of taking out that shade because it was doing absolutely nothing for me, and I don't think that shade does absolutely anything for anybody that has this palette. And so I just took it out of my life and I made it one less shade to worry about. So it is gone goodbye. I do not miss it. I don't miss it. That's just the moral of the story. Now for all the shades that had pan in my first update, which were Nugget, this is Mousse, and Puddin'. All of the pans have significantly increased, especially in the shade Nugget. I'm using that shade like every single day, and I'm going to be so sad when it's gone because I really do love that shade, but I'll fill its void with Mousse. Puddin' is going slowly and surely. I mentioned it in my update as well as my intro video. I use that mainly as a brow filler. I have it just in my brows solely today. And besides that, I am kind of working more so on this side of the palette. In January, I basically was off the entire month of January because I was off of school, but I actually started a job in the middle of January, and so I was able to wear makeup like once or twice a week. And so what I decided to do was start focusing on the warmer side of the palette. And so what I've been doing recently, and what I have on my eyes today, but I'm wearing it for a while, so you probably won't be able to tell, I put a little bit of Nugget in my crease as like a little base shade, and then I go in with Peanut Butter. Now, as you may be able to tell, I have a pretty significant dip in the shade Peanut Butter. I've been putting that in my crease like crazy. Well, not like absurdly, but you get what I mean. I've been using it pretty frequently. And I've also been using Truffled in my crease as well if I want to keep it all matte. But if I want to keep the look very subtle, I'll do Peanut Butter in my crease, and then what I'll do is put a little bit of frosting in the same way that I would be using Truffle, just on the outer part of my lid, and kind of blend it up into my crease. And if I still want a kind of softer look but I want it to be a little deeper, I'll go in with the shade Hot Fudge, and again I'll deepen up my outer crease and kind of deepen that up. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell that I have a dip in this shade as well. Maybe a tiny bit in Hot Fudge, but that was probably there. I didn't use Blueberry Swirl, Bonbon, or Caramel at all. I think I might have used Bonbon once or twice, but besides that, I didn't really touch those shades at all, and I feel like those shades are going to be the hardest for me to work through. Again, my only goal for Blueberry Swirl is just to hit pan, but still, I prefer a lot of other blue eyeshadows that I have in my collection over Blueberry Swirl, so I don't know if I want to force myself to use it. We will see what I end up doing with that shadow. Now, after I dug out Pink Sugar, I was so close to digging out this Cocoa Chili shade. A lot of you, after I uploaded my introduction video, were so lovely to give me suggestions on how to actually use that shadow. And, you know, I have used it in my crease after, like, tapping off the excess or, like, blowing on the brush a little bit to get all the glitter off. But to me, I could easily just use truffles, or I could use frosting for the same kind of effect that I would get if I used Cocoa Chili anyway. I could do like a smoky eye with it, but as you can tell, like, I pull for more natural looks whenever I do pull for this palette, and so a smoky eye really isn't on my to-do list. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the shade. I might dig it out at some point in the future, but I don't want to restrict myself from that creativity. So I'm leaving it in the palette at least for a couple of months, and even if I leave it in for the rest of the year and I don't do anything with that shade, I'm not really going to be mad because I do want to dig it out anyway. Another shade that I've been using a lot is Rum Raisin. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell the dip I have in here, but before I decided to go more on the warmer side of this palette, I was using Rum Raisin like crazy. Again, the same kind of effect that I would be using frosting or Hot Fudge with, is just if I wanted a softer look but I still wanted depth, again, I'd be using Puddin' and Mousse in my crease and then deepening up with Rum Raisin, and I really love the effect that all of that gave me. I touched Licorice occasionally. I actually did a really red look, which I'll insert a picture right here. I really love the way that it came out, but I actually used a little bit of Licorice to deepen it up, and I really love the way that it came out. And so I feel like I'm slowly and surely becoming more of a black shadow fan, but it's not a shadow that I use every single time I do my makeup. It's only on occasions where I want a specific look that I'm doing to be a little deeper. And to touch on the Cheddar Butter Pecan a little bit, I have used it on my lid a couple times yesterday or the day before. I actually decided to try out this shade just on its own without the Maybelline Color Tattoo as a base, and it basically went to nothing. Like, I put it on my eye, and if I were to give you a swatch right here, it would show up just as it would on a swatch. It's very stunning, very champagne-y, very beautiful, but like within 2 seconds of me, you know, doing something else, it just wasn't there anymore, and there wasn't any shine or anything, and I was very confused, and I had nothing left to assume that it just works so much better as a shadow when it's on top of a cream product base. And so I'm glad that I tested that theory out, because now I'm not gonna go without using that Color Tattoo as a base. I've actually also used it as a highlighter a couple of times, but I kind of have a mental goal of wanting to use up the Mere Luminizer highlighter this year, which I know it's not gonna happen because there's just so much highlighter in that pan, but I kind of want to use that up. I also kind of want to use this as a highlighter too, because it is so stunning, and to me it's kind of a lighter version of Champagne Pop, which when I'm not a little tan as I am in the summer, it works really, really well for me in place of Champagne Pop. And so I think I'm going to use this more as a highlighter than an eyeshadow. But besides that, that is my second update for my Pan That palette, everyone. I'm sorry it is so late, but it is here nonetheless, and I really hope you enjoy all the progress that I have made. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next month's update of my Pan That palette, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, guys.